Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video, and welcome to part 3, the third and penultimate part, which is a big word for me, of my dreams and visions for Italian football and benefiting Italian football. Thank you for any support of my channel and content. I welcome that and appreciate it very much. And I'm trying not to, I'm a bit clumsy, so I'm trying not to spill my tea, which is while I'm trying to wait for it to cool down. I'm really clumsy, so sometimes when I walk, I sort of have drop tea everywhere, have tea stains everywhere. But anyway, I know, nice life story. But I'll try and focus on the football. I just want to say one more thing before I went on to before I got the list. I'll try and be as quick as possible. But I went to a doctor and I sort of had a bit of an MOT, if you like, a human version of an MOT. I suppose people out in the UK might not know what that is, but here in the UK, if you get your car has to have an MOT. So it's where they check your car or whatever. I can't remember what it stands for. But anyway, my weight is at 86.6 kilograms, so I'm a bit overweight, and my height is 1.71 centimeters. I don't know how much that is in feet. I was trying to stand up as tall as I could, but I do have a bit of a hunchback, so I don't know if it's that accurate. But it says blood pressure maximum systolic, whatever that means, 155 mmHg. I don't know what that means, to be honest. Minimum diastolic 91 mmHg. Pulse per minute is 104, which apparently is quite high, I think. It says for references, your normal weight, I think that means a normal or an average person's weight is 54.1 to 72.8 kilograms. So it looks like I'm really fat because mine's 86.6, so it's like almost 14 kilograms over. Even though I do quite a lot of walking, but I do have a really bad diet, unfortunately. So I wish it could be like, if I go for long walks, I could compensate for my diet. That would be pretty cool, so I could eat what I want. Because I have a sweet tooth, I don't really like to eat or drink things that I don't enjoy the taste of. And BMI is 29.6 kilogram / meter square or something. I think it is. The normal BMI is between 18.5 to 24.9. So I'm surprised I'm still alive. But according to the WHO, World Health Organization, obviously. Yeah, so anyway, I won't read the bottom bit of that, but I've actually got my PIN number in it. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so those are some I just thought I'd go through. I don't know why, I just thought I'd just go through some of that. Say I'm a bit out of shape, so I think I need to get back into football. But anyway, on to the topic of football. Sorry if that was a bit long-winded, but probably tells you, you probably can't see that I'm a bit overweight, but if you can see my stomach, you probably know. So yeah, I suppose I don't walk quite as much as I used to either, and I have a bad diet. So anyway, back to the football stuff. Here are some of my ideas to hopefully benefit Italian football, and I hope somehow I'll be able to discuss with Italian football fans on Zoom and things like that, and find ways to fundraise to create more football pitches in Italy, and also share my ideas as a neurodiverse person, and also as a Eurasian person, which I hope will to benefit Italian football. And I'd love to work with my fellow Anglo-Indians and other Eurasians, as well as neurodiverse people, hopefully to benefit Italian football. So I'm just trying to sit comfortably. So here goes. So number 21, I would love to have a campaign like saying #please help to make Italian football great again. And it could be like on billboards in Italy, and bringing together Italian politicians, councillors, teachers, parents, schools themselves, Scuola Calcio, which are football schools, Scuola Calcios, something like that, Scuolos Calcio, something like that. Anyway, I don't know what it would be in the plural, if it's the same word, but Scuola Calcio, I think, is football schools. I don't know how to pronounce them, but but yeah, so to bring all those together with the FIGC, the Italian FA, Italian League and lower leagues, as I mentioned before, as I say, 21 again, to sort of all have a campaign, basically all possible people, members of Italian society, maybe even like police working with stealing an idea, so to speak, or borrowing an idea or copying an idea. Might sound a bit better, obviously legally, because everything I hope we'll do is legal and ethical, LE as I say, which is quite coincidental because it's the beginning part of the postcode of the area I live in. I probably shouldn't say that, but LE, legal and ethical. But as I say, hopefully all possible members of society also working with the diaspora. I'm glad I remember that part, diaspora or diaspora, or however you pronounce it, to do what's in the best interest of Italian football and encourage investment into Italian football. Again, having like spaces and places for sport, in this case football, or if you want to put it the other way around, places and spaces to play and practice for Italians. Again, similar ideas could be for Celtic. So that, as I say, they could have billboards that say, #please help to make Italian football world class again, and bring back the glory days. And also, like, maybe I remember '94, remember those events where Italy lost and perhaps felt hard done by some decisions, or felt unlucky, or just generally lost games which were really important, like finals like '94. I don't think we were hard done by in terms of decisions in that game, but obviously went all the way to penalties and lost. I suppose you could argue Brazil were the better team. They went to attack, but Italy were very good as well, like defensively and stuff like that. It was defence versus attack. But remembering those sort of things to try and encourage Italians to sort of use that frustration and anger, not in a negative way, hopefully, but in a way to sort of practice more and sort of make up for that time, make up for history. So if they have like #please remember '94, not in hate or anger. Obviously, Brazil were doing their job by beating us, but I'd say we or us in speech marks most of the time. But sorry, trying to get this cushion right again. But yeah, just using that to make us practice more, or make Italians practice more. I know I'm not Italian, but as a fan, or Italian fans practice together and help each other to practice in the diaspora. Hopefully, Anglo-Indians and other Eurasians and other neurodiverse people as well from around the world, including Italy itself. Anyway, moving on, number 22, looking at what Italian football can do in the future and how Italian football can produce, so to speak, as I put it in speech marks, produce the next Messi, Ronaldo, Ronnie, as I call him, the Portuguese version, the Brazilian version, Messi, Maradona, Pele, George Best and people like that. Even like migrants who come to Italy could be, as I mentioned before, I know I mentioned this point before, but could be welcomed into the country and included through football. So they could be encouraged to make football pitches and also practice and play football, especially at youth level. Those who are good at building could help to build training centres, pitches and things like that. Maybe even people from China who come to do projects could help to build football pitches and things like that, and have cultural exchanges with countries like that, and improve relations through football, as I say. 23, I'd love to do as much fundraising as possible to have football pitches and opportunities for young Italians to practice, so they can become the next Messi, Ronaldo, or whoever, the next best players in the world in all possible positions, including, as I say, some of the migrants. Maybe that having as many teams as possible. I'd love for like companies to have their own, to invest in having youth teams in Italy, and things like that, like investing in football in Italy instead of wars and things like that. So again, similar for Celtic, and also Italian football to look at what it can do to fundraise for good causes through football. Again, I know I mentioned that point before, but it would be pretty cool if they could do that kind of thing. And again, have spaces and places for sport, place and spaces, or space and place, whichever order you want to put it in, for practicing, basically to practice and play as much football as possible so they can improve. And I think midfielders and strikers, being, without giving too much away, as I say, some of my ideas I'd love to keep top secret, but I think it would be good if they could be encouraged to try different skills, and if they don't work, not be chastised too much for trying different things. I think just like in business, you might try things that don't work, but you learn more, and so they won't be discouraged from trying different tricks. So they could try different tricks, and if one doesn't work, they try another one until eventually they work. But I have a lot of different strategies and tactics which I hope to keep top secret. 24, again, I hope to unite all of Italy through football, again, even those from the diaspora, those of Italian descent, and even Anglo-Indians and other Eurasians to benefit, to support Italian football and Celtic. I'd love to encourage my fellow Anglo-Indians and other Eurasians to do so, and just generally, and look at what ideas we can share and help them to practice with Italians, and have as many football teams as possible. I think it'd be pretty cool if they had like 40 leagues and 40 teams in each league. I know 40 is a number I use a lot nowadays. It used to be 30, but now it's 40. So I think it'd be cool if they had Serie A all the way to Serie Z, and then Serie Z1 to 14. And like a lot of them could be, especially for youth teams, Serie Z to Serie 14, Serie Z1 to 14 could also all be like youth level and stuff like that. So I have a lot of mad visions about that kind of thing. But again, I'd love to unite all the country, and even as I say, police, just as they have in the UK. I think I nearly forgot to finish that point off before I moved on to another point, as I often do. But they could have like football in the community where they work with young people and keep them out of crime, help them to improve their diets and their ways of life. A bit hypocritical of me, but I think it would be pretty cool if they did that. 25, I'd love for Italian football, I'd say, to get investment from all possible countries, not just in Italy, but Italian businesses investing in football, and like Italians investing in their local teams and things like that, and supporting their local teams financially as much as possible, like donating at least 10% of their wealth, perhaps to Italian teams, to their local team, and to building stadiums and things like that, and investing and developing football in Italy, and even the government to invest in like 10% of the budget into like football development in Italy. As I mentioned before, I'd love for the Italian government to invest in Roma, as it's a capital club, and also to turn it into the next Galacticos, the Giallorossi Galacticos, number 26. As I often say, I would love for Italy to give back to countries that were part of the Roman Empire, like maybe allow some migrants from those countries to come to Italy, but also maybe football could be used to fundraise for those countries. To give back to countries that are colonized, so reparations through football, and even do like a cheeky sort of thing where they invest in like football academies and supporters clubs as well, so they still have a sort of benefit. So it'd be an unfair benefit, but rather biased of me. But moving on, number 27, as I often say, I'd love to see a wall, walk, and Hall of Fame. Number 28, I forgot to mention point number 24, I think, or point number 25. I would love to see Italy improve relations with the rest of the world through football, like have diplomacy through football, so have positive relations and like work with China, India, and the rest of Asia and the rest of the world to build football pitches between them, so they have like sort of cultural links and learn about each other's culture whilst playing football, and hopefully that'll benefit Italian football and also countries in developing nations as well, or countries that want to develop their football, like China and India apparently want to get into football. I know Italy already had partnerships with like Kenya and South Africa, but I'd love to see them expand upon those and even have football pitches for like Aboriginals, indigenous people from across Australasia and the Americas, as well as Africa, Asia, and the rest of the world, and Latin America. Another thing I forgot to say was I think it would be pretty cool if, say, someone who is Italian, Brazilian, or Argentinian, or American, so basically those from the diaspora who have dual heritage or dual nationality, they could play for, if Italy could get those players to play for Italy, then the rules are they couldn't go and play for Brazil or Argentina. So that would mean Italy could have more talent to choose from, as well as like through migration and things like that. Seeing a positive side of migration, like to me personally in football, it's 100% positive in terms of if you have more migration. 29. Also, as I mentioned before, I would love, I'd say, for neurodiverse people, and including people with dyslexia, ADHD, and related conditions, of course, and my fellow Eurasians, including Anglo-Indians especially, will go and benefit Italian football, and like go and practice playing football in Italy, and help them to develop, share our ideas, even help to donate to or invest in Italian football and things like that. And hopefully that will mean that neurodiverse people in Italy itself will be treated better. And number 30, as I say, someone who's Italian, Brazilian, or Italian, Argentinian, or Italian American, if they could be picked for the Italian national team, hopefully they'll play for Italy instead of, say, Brazil, or Argentina, or America, or wherever else. So I hope that all made sense. And as ever, I'd love to know what you think. And I'm out. Peace and love.